Greetings. My name is Ben, aka Downsize It, and I know it's been a while. Unfortunately, it's going to continue to be a while before another Bat comes out. The show that I'm in, the play Something Rotten at our local community theater, opens this Thursday for preview night and Friday for the main night. So we have been in epic crunch time, hell week, you could say. So very difficult for me to have any free time right now. Hopefully that will change after the opening weekend, because then we don't rehearse anymore. We just have the performance dates. So maybe I can work out something with Social General Rob. Maybe on next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we might be able to schedule a time to film a bat rep or something, even though it's difficult on the weekdays. But try to get something out for you guys, because I know it's been very dead this month so far, and delayed on the LVO recap. So I'm going to be doing that today. Just kind of giving you guys an overview of my battles that I can remember. Since it's been about a week, I've lost some of my knowledge, but I've been trying to take some notes and remember how most of the matches went. And then also a quick update before that happens about the giveaway. So, I was talking to Garrett, and we're going to give it to you guys. Comment in the comments below what you guys would prefer for the giveaway this month. We have three options. One is just to do a pure store credit. The other option is to do, like we have been doing the past few months, the turn dial, the large magnetic turn dial with an exclusive design that Garrett will come up with. Or the other option is, I just got these in that I brought to LVO. They came in just in time, and they're defense tokens with the Downsize It logo on them. And one thing we're thinking of for a giveaway is that we can actually give out a set of these. 6 for each defense token type, so 6 braces, 6 redirects, etc. So you can have some Downsize It gaming gear, you could say, to have for your Armada game. So let me know in the comments below, which would you guys prefer for this month? Would you like to get some Downsize It defense tokens, a magnetic turn dial with a design that Garrett will come up with, or just a pure store credit, which actually I forgot asking what the amount was, but usually when we do just pure credits, around $60 store credit. So it'll be probably something around there. But let me know what you guys prefer, and then I'll just kind of, I can't really do a poll yet. I think you have to have 1,000 subscribers before you can actually put polls up on YouTube. So I'll just keep a running tally based on your guys' comments in the comments below. So let me know. And for those that don't know about the giveaway is you just subscribe to my channel, and you comment on my videos for the month of February. And for each video you comment on gives you an additional entry, and I'll be announcing the winner on March 1st. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over the Las Vegas Open. It has been a time trying to get all of this put together and trying to find time to make this video. So first, just kind of give you guys a picture of the crew that we brought there. We did have a Downsize It crew, you could say, from Northwest Arkansas, and from left to right we have Aaron the Sir Chicken. We have Trent Bergman. He's the one that had the for those that know, he had the Superstar Destroyer at the Lone Star Open and came in second place, and he is the only one of our group that made it to the second round, or the second day, the top 16. Then we have Big Joe. He's in the Mando helmet there. And then we have Buster, a.k.a. Banshee. Then myself. And then Josh, a.k.a. Captain Ketter. And we also... So these shirts that you see here that, Trent and Josh, you can blame Josh. He put his shirts in the wash, his and Trent's, and forgot to pack them on the plane. So they did not get the matches on the same day. But this was something that we had done at this wasn't on my spreadshirt, where my merch is at. We just did this on the a local store called T-Shirt Explosion. It's a custom T-shirt store, but also a gaming store. It's a combo of both. And the back part of it we had made up with the Ozark Mountain Open, and then our call signs on the back, just so we could, kind of be like a little cult or a team or whatever, just kind of fun like that. And one thing I'm planning on doing is for the next Ozark Mountain Open of 2022 is that everyone that participates will get a shirt like this that will have the symbol for the Ozark Mountain Open on the back. And as far as details of that are concerned, once the show is done, once the madness of my the performance for the theater is done, I'm going to give an announcement of the dates for the Ozark Mountain Open, and it's going to be at Gear Gaming Fayetteville now. They're going to be hosting us. Thank you, Glenn, for that. He's the owner of Gear, all the Gear locations. They have a really fantastic location, and it's either going to be the first or second weekend of November of 2022. We'll try to make it the same weekend every year. I just need to hammer out some more details with Glenn, but once that's done, end of February, I'll give you guys an announcement of when the Ozark Mountain 2022 is going to be happening. All right, let's move on to the Las Vegas Open. That's what you guys really want to know about. So let's start with day one, which was the Relax tournament, and I'm just going to go through each of my matches. And as we do this, you guys will notice that the screenshot count will start reducing to the point of there not being any, because I kept forgetting to take pictures as my rounds went on throughout the days. And but I'll do my best to just describe when I don't have a picture of what was going down and what the fleets were like. So the first one we have here, this was against, just a reminder, for the Relax tournament, I was doing my Maydeen double Liberty list. So 2 Liberties kitted out to the max, and just all for high-speed maneuvering. Maydeens on the CR-90 as a lifeboat. One of my GR-75s is Bright Hope with Lando and Slicer tools, basically to go up and get in people's faces. Excuse me. And then the other one is just a basic GR-75 with munitions resupply to fuel the gunnery teams on the Liberties. So my first match was against a gentleman, Henry S. And he was bringing a Dodonna super crit build. So it was Dodonna, and then everything just had all the criticals. You had Dodonna's Pride on a CR-90B. The MC-80 Ordnance Cruiser had all the ordnance upgrades. An MC-80, an MC-30 with assault protons. And then we had Hammerhead O'Garrel's Honor, just all the crit generation potential going on. And this is where I found that I actually had the 3 missions I picked for Relax was Most Wanted, Asteroid Tactics, and Infested Fields. And I realized on this first match, because one, I thought I had a big bid, but apparently not big enough. Man, I tell you what, people, real tournament players, man, when they go, they do double-digit bids. But I just can't do that. But he chose for me to be second, and he chose my Infested Fields, which I suddenly realized, oh, that's actually not a good one to have when you have no squads, because I went squadless. So he was able to pick up all the victory tokens, 75 points worth, throughout the match with his squads, because he had Shara and Tycho, and he didn't even send them to engage me. And when I saw that, as we were setting up how that was going to happen, I just deployed all my stuff I could do, all the obstacles to the far right of the screen you're seeing here, and decided just to ignore the mission, not even try, because I don't want to be landing on asteroids and be giving him Dodonna crits to pick out, because Dodonna gets to pick crits that when you land on asteroids too, which is, yeah, so I was just like, okay, that was kind of, I don't want to say a hard counter, but it was definitely a tough counter to my list. This is a better view of his setup at the start of the game. And this one actually went pretty well. It was actually a very close game. And then just another top-down view of the overall setup. You can see where all the obstacles are just on the far right of the board, and I chose just to deploy all to the left, just to stay away from them. I did not want to get any Dodonna asteroid crits on me. I don't care about the points. Although, I should have cared about the points. I shouldn't have even had that mission in my my deck, now that I realize that. The match, I'm just going to start going through the pictures just kind of quickly here, so that this video doesn't take several hours. I was able to isolate Dodonna. Dodonna, by the way, was on the MC-75. He was on the big ship. And both of our CR-90s were going to start squaring off against one another. And my Liberty that's right in front, it started taking a hammering, real pounding. It actually survived long enough to get a one good shot in, so it didn't die immediately, which was nice. The second Liberty, though, is when it really was able to set up some pretty incredible shots to do what it needed to do. We were able to pass each other Still surviving. You notice as I was able to do again with Maydeen, like where my liberties are now based on where they were on the previous screen. You see here. Just because of the beauty of Maydeen, I was able to do all those maneuvers without ramming. Because all I do is play navs. I don't play anything but navs. The only exception is on the slicer tools, Bright Hope, because I need engineering. And you can see here on this screen, it actually worked. I was able to use not only Bright Hope, but my regular GR75 to be a roadblock to the MC75, basically to trap it so it couldn't get away. Because he was trying to get out of there before my liberties could turn and bring my main guns to bear again on him. And he took a couple shots at both, used Lando on one, but either no accuracies generated or not enough, and both GR75 survived the initial salvo, basically to pin the MC75 in place. And I also used an engineering token that I had planned to refresh. I was able to get Slicer Tools go off twice this game, but I changed my mind and decided not to spend a token to refresh it on one of them, then use the engineering dial to heal a damage card, which kept Bright Hope alive one turn even longer to act more as a roadblock. So it actually was kind of cool using those MC or GR75s as roadblocks was actually kind of cool. You'll see here, this is getting near the end of the game. Again, just Maydeen awesomeness. See how I was able to turn my liberties like so, like I did there, and was able to drop Dodonna before he could get away, because you'll notice that one of my GR75s is gone now. That was the generic one, not Lando, and he killed it by having to ram it. He shot at it again, no accuracies, was able to burn my scatter and survive. And he rammed and killed it, but it kept him in place, and you can see my one liberty right behind him. I think currently the MC75 had no shields left, and I was able just to blow it to smithereens. But you'll notice at the top, the torpedo frigate is lining up. My top liberty is the one that was severely damaged. It only had like 1 health left after taking a pounding from the MC75. And so we basically traded 2 large ships by the end of the game, and it essentially would have been a tie, but I lost 263 to 186. The difference was the 75 points of victory tokens that he collected. He was able to collect all 75. You kind of notice on there how I have Tycho trapped. I almost killed him. I had him to 1 health. Then my, I think the last round of, or second to last round of chomping attacks, I didn't roll an accuracy to stop the scatter, so I couldn't activate him again to then get the kill. So he was able to fly away and keep Tycho alive. Kind of sucked, but this was a fun game. All my relaxed games were really fun. I really enjoyed the relaxed day. I had a lot more fun on the relaxed day than I did the main tournament day. I'll just say that up front. So it was really fun playing Henry. Really close loss. Also learned never take infested fields as a mission if you don't actually have squadrons yourself. That's a bad idea, especially when you see Dodonna across the field, which is a really hard counter, because it's like, well, no, I definitely don't want to land on those asteroids to give them those free crits. Okay, let's move on to game 2 for the relaxed tournament. This was against Brad Harrington, who's a subscriber. So hey Brad, how's it going? This was a fun match. He was trying out the list that won SoCal, which I think, spoiler alert, it's not spoiler, I think everything should be out. I think this is a list, it wasn't Brad, but it was a version of this list that also won the overall LVO, if I am not mistaken. I think this is the one that won it all. Brad wasn't flying this, he did a different list. Somebody else was flying a list like this, but it's an onager, of course, with Ramadi, and then 2 interdictors. And what really makes this a pain in the butt is that both interdictors have Gravwell and proximity mines, and one of them has also the one that lets you move obstacles afterwards, and then the other one has the interdictor title with targeting scrambler. And what really makes this annoying is that the opponent is able to set up a corridor, a very narrow corridor, where you're not going to be at speed 0, when you deploy because of the grav wells. But if you do deploy in that corridor, then the opponent places all the obstacles in the corridor, so you have to run over the proximity mines. And this is one where he chose infested fields as well. He chose me to be second. Now this is where, although this is where it came to an advantage to me, which he realized that might have been a bit of a mistake taking infested fields, is that infested fields is one where I get to move the obstacles that X-Scores are on. So we'll see if I have the correct pictures or not. Hopefully I took the right ones. This is just showing some of our setup where we started off. I was able to utilize, because very few deployment advantage that he had in being first, I was able to deploy Maydeen and my GR-75s just right in the middle, and then choose based off his setup. I just decided to deploy my Liberties right on top of Gravel at 0. I don't care. I'm planning nabs every turn anyway, no matter what, because I'm Maydeen. So I was like, I'll start at speed 0, but when I saw where he was placing the honor grid, that's fine. I'll just deploy in a corner, be at speed 0. I'm not in danger of having my big ships being shot, and then I can start accelerating and going on a flanking maneuver. And sorry, I'm trying to do all these pictures live, guys, so I'm not doing it in post-edit. Just another close-up of... did I not do this right? Hang on, I didn't do it right. I'm trying to work with OBS here. There it is. Just a close-up of his deployment. He had a couple lambdas so that he can grab objectives and stuff and move them around, that kind of thing. See if we can get to some action shots here. Okay, so this is after I think this is after round 1. This might actually be after round... No, this is after round 2, I think. So yeah, because I've already placed the Exogorus and was able to move them, move the obstacles they were on, and I've started positioning the obstacles to get in the way of the Onager. And he took a shot at Bright Hope Lando. Didn't get an accuracy. Was able to scatter, no damage. Or maybe he did get an accuracy, but I was able to Lando the roll, and he rolled into where it was like nothing, and Bright Hope canceled all damage, something like that. Because I think he had sensor teams where he could guarantee accuracies on his Onager. Now, yeah, he did have some sensor teams, but he didn't get enough damage, especially with the Lando reroll, to save its life. One thing he did was he moved the objectives off the obstacles. I had to call Karnak over because I was like, what happens now? Because in this mission it says you have to land on an obstacle to pick up an objective. So talked to Karnak, had him tell us that, you know, you can move objective tokens off obstacles for like this mission right here. But since the mission says you have to land on an obstacle to pick it up, those objective tokens can no longer be picked up now, unless he uses those lambdas to move them back onto an obstacle and land on. Which is like what he did. You'll see right here at this screen where he moved an obstacle onto one debris field, but you can still only pick up one at a time. So it was kind of a learning experience for us both, as far as how like moving objective tokens and obstacles and picking them up, that kind of thing. But you'll see my Liberties right now they're at speed 2 because it takes, you know, I was at 0, then I had to move up to 1 with my nav, then up to 2 with my nav, and it's very clear what I'm doing. I'm planning on getting around to the side and just coming into the side, and just not letting the Onager get any good shots on me. Let's move on to the next. Yeah, this is where I'm now at full speed, and beginning my turning in. So he was able to turn to face me pretty good, but here's something that became a problem, and this is where I got really lucky. So on this turn, he chose to go speed 0, and I then slicer tooled him and gave him like a squadron command, so he couldn't speed up, and until like the next turn or something. So he was held at speed 0 for a turn. Oh no, I'm sorry. He slowed this. That's not what happened here. This is actually something that Buster did on another game. He slowed down to speed 1, but I still slicer tooled him here to give him a squadron command, so he couldn't speed up. So you can see where I was able to move the obstacles with the Exogorth. He now has an asteroid field and a debris field right in front of him, plus an Exogorth, which I placed both of them the next round right here. So he lands on both of these the next turn, takes a double debris field, like two hits from a debris field, a hit from an Exogorth, another hit from an Exogorth, and an asteroid hit when he lands on this with his Onager. And he couldn't slow down to 0 or maybe speed himself up to try to maybe swing out of the way, that kind of thing. He was kind of locked in. And he was forced to move the Onager. Well, he could have moved the Onager first, but he chose not to. Ended up ramming himself in the back with the interdictor because he was trying to wait for me to move first, so he didn't move into my medium range of this Liberty here. It was just kind of like a really awkward position that got into it. And it was just the fortunate nature of me being able to move the obstacles and the maneuverability of Maydeen. So here you can see I was able to take out an interdictor, and you can see he's still stuck here. Well, actually no, he did go to speed 0, but now he's debating on whether to speed up or not. That's right, I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna make some mistakes remembering everything. He did go to 0 because he was trying not to land on everything, but now he's like, oh crap, these Liberties are coming in, so he had to speed up. So I think the next Dow, after I slasher tooled him, was a nav. You can see Bright Hope ended up dying. And he's still in this logjam, ramming himself in the back because the interdictor's not at speed 0, but he is. And I was able to take a pot shot at him, long range, with no defense tokens. And then lastly, I think this is my last picture for this match. Again, you can just see the maneuverability of Maydeen. He was able to shoot and blast one of my Liberties away, take out my other GR75, but you can see where my Liberty ended up. This being able to just basically do this fish hook maneuver, and still at speed 0. And yeah, that's right. Again, I'm sorry. I now remember I did drop him to speed 0 with slicer tools. He had no NAS plane, so it was basically a turkey shoot from this point on. And I was able to win 415 to 203 on this one. And that was a because I was able to land on this debris field with one of my GR75 Spigot defense. So I did end up being a tabling. I just forgot to take the last pictures, but it was a fun game against Brad. He was just trying out this list. The one that he saw it was a variation of the one that had won the SoCal Open, and it was just one of those just being surprised by my ability to move the obstacles that the Exogorths are on, which then made him choose to slow down to 0, not to run over all those obstacles, and then hit him just at the right moment with slicer tools to where he couldn't speed up again. So sometimes luck plays into games, but I gotta say I really love the maneuverability of Maydeen with these Liberties. It's a lot of fun. So my next match, hang on guys, getting this picture set up here. So my next match was against Chris. He was doing a Mar 2 dual Recusant and hard cell build with some Vulture droids. He gave me second player. Again, I thought 9-point bid was going to be enough, or maybe it was an 8-point bid. It wasn't. Because with this list, I want to be first. Definitely want to be first. You picked my Rift Ambush. I love Rift Ambush as second player. And, so it wasn't Asteroid Tactics. Hang on. Again, me trying to remember. No, this one was... That's right, because I had Asteroid Tactics. No, he chose me to be first player, and I picked his Rift Ambush. That's what it is now. It's coming back to me, guys. So I was first player this time. I was able to go first finally. This one was a tough one. I got pretty pounded on this one, pretty bad. I made some dumb choices and took some big risks, but I was like, yeah, it's no big deal. I'll try it out, and why not? Because it's a relaxed tournament. This is, I think, turn 3. I forgot to take pictures in round 2. You can see we are now lined up. He was able to turn hard himself, but there was some interesting thing with like lines of sight with the dust fields where we weren't shooting at each other quite yet, and then we just started pounding on each other. And you would say, well, the way I'm lined up, I should be able to drop a Recusant, right? Well, you would be right if I made some smart choices, but I chose, I think I took it. Yeah, I did take a picture of it. Good. So this is getting near, I think, round 5. Maydeen down here, speed 0 because they landed on the rift. Now this recusant here, this one is Patriot's Fist, and was near death, but not super near death. This Liberty here is definitely about to die. He only has like 2 health remaining, but has some shields on the front remaining, and because I was able to do shield moves. So this is what I should have done. I should have activated this Liberty first and just destroyed Patriot's Fist, moved and probably rammed Lando and dropped back where I was on a debris field, had to take some shield damage, etc. What I chose to do instead, I have Maydeen double arcing Patriot's Fist, and I'm like, with the double arc, if I can kill, it's a super long shot, kill Patriot's Fist with him, I can survive the front shot to front shot from this guy, which is the title that you have, it makes you command 4. And then I can do my front arc into this guy. Now I have gunnery teams, but I had spent my concentrate fire token stupidly on a reroll. That was dumb. Otherwise, I want to be in that predicament. I would just fire front shot on both, because they're both at medium range here. Well, as you can imagine, this didn't work. I did not kill him with this. So then he goes with the Patriot's Fist, chooses not to Patriot's Fist because he's close range, so he kills Maydeen, then kills my Liberty. It blows me out of the water. Then this guy blows him out of the water, and it was just, it was a slaughter. I mean, I lost 400 to 44. I only killed a couple Vulture Droids. I think I killed all his Vulture Droids, actually, just through flacking. Yeah, it was just some bad moves on my part, just being stupid and just taking chances. But I didn't care. I was just having fun. That's the nice thing about the relax. I was very relaxed, just having a good time. But that's how this one went down. My big gamble turned into just a big flop. Fitting for being in Vegas. Then my 4th match, I did not take pictures. I completely forgot, but I played against a gentleman named Justin. He was running a Sato Starhawk build for the Relax tournament. And I had the bid, and I chose to be first player, and I chose his contested outpost. And I wish I had pictures of this, because it was really fun on this one with Maydeen versus Starhawk. Talk about a good counter to a Starhawk, because their Liberties are so fast, and so maneuverable. I was able just to get into the side of the Starhawk. I did end up losing a Liberty, and I don't think Bright Hope died. I think it was my other GR75, but I was able to use Bright Hope again in Lando as a roadblock, a stopgap to where he would have to run and hit it, and was able to survive a round of shooting, to act as that roadblock as my Liberties came around the side. Or no, it was around the right side this time. But I wasn't able to line up the Liberties together. One was in front of the other, and the one that was in front ended up dying because I wasn't able to put both firepower together. If I would have timed it better, I would have been able to kill the Starhawk around sooner and not lose any Liberties. But the one Liberty went in as a sacrificial lamb, got actually 2 good hits on it before it died to the Starhawk. Then my second Liberty came in all the way around to the side like fish hooking to the weak side, and was able to then drop the Starhawk for a 440 to 197 victory, because of the way we were positioned. I was able to kill he had a couple other ships too. I can't remember. I think it was maybe a CR-90 maybe, and his own GR-75. I was able to kill those that were sitting on the station. I sit on the station myself with my generic GR-75, and then farm tokens back. But that was a fun one. Really enjoyable. I really liked the Relax tournament. That was a lot of fun. So let's now come to the main tournament where I brought Thrawn. And this, guys, I'm just going to tell you right now, I was not happy with the way I played. I did not do well. And I don't think it was the list, because Dan, so hey Dan, he's a subscriber to the channel, and he came to Ozark Mountain Open from Wisconsin. He brought almost an exact same list as mine. It was Thrawn on the Chimera with 2 Raiders, but he had a Gazanti and only 4 squads as opposed to 5 like me, sans the Gazanti. And his Chimera wasn't built exactly like mine, but it was close enough. And he did a lot better. So I don't think it's the list, it's the pilot. And I was not a good pilot today. I don't know if my head wasn't in it, but I was making stupid mistakes. I was not thinking clearly, and I played some poor games. But let's go through them anyway. So, my first game was against Brad Harrington's friend named Basil, and they're both from Arizona, by the way, and they actually both have really cool, the large magnetic dials that Garrett. They had some custom-made ones with like the Arizona state flag and some other logos based on like their local gaming chapter or their gaming group. So, which was really cool to see those. It was like a really nice copper finish. Anyway, Basil brought a Radius drop. You could almost say a standard Radius drop, and he had the bid on me. I didn't get the bid on any of these because I was 400 points even, and he chose for me to be second and chose my Rift Ambush. And this is one where I did win this one. I could have won it better. So you can see as we're angling in on each other. I'm kind of slow rowing, staying back because I don't want his YT-2400s locking down my defenders. I want to be able to counter strike them. The CR-90 is what has Radis for the Radis drop, and then Profundity has a Hammerhead with Geralt's Honor and Cham on it. And you'll see that this thing is speeding along like Speed 4. It's like zooming really hard. And I was gonna see if I couldn't drop it before he dropped, but he was smart. He was able to keep himself out of range, so he was safe, not in risk of losing all of his fleet, being off the board from getting a lucky shot on the CR-90. And I think it was round 3 is when this drop happened. That's when he did the Radis drop. Here comes the Radis Profundity, and then the Profundity dropped the Hammerhead. Hammerhead, of course, goes first with Cham. Not a huge loss. I mean, on this one, I decided to do my Thrawn dials as squad dials. For this particular build, usually I did it the other way around. I just did the squad dials, kept the Chimera as the carrier, because it is the carrier, and the other dials as just whatever. But because I knew Cham was coming, I wanted to make sure I could do squads. So I made sure my Thrawn dials are squad dials, and he set all my regular dials to squad dials, which is like, oh well, no big deal. The nice thing with my setup is that because of Vanto and all of my ability to change my fleet commands, I can still get the maneuverability I need by getting the nav token from Vanto and activating Take Evasive or Entrapment, depending on what I needed. So the Chimera, of course, takes a pounding here. Well, it's sort of pounding, but I was able to blow through, I think, all but only 1 health remaining on the Hammerhead through salvos when he hit me. He had me double arc, shot me twice. I was able to salvo him twice. I just burned through it and almost killed the Hammerhead with salvos only. So then whenever I was able to hit him back, I activated the Chimera next and just shot him out the back and killed him. Then did a a front shot into the what am I saying? Did a front shot into the Nebulon. Gosh, just forgot what that was called there for a second. And this was after my maneuver because I was already going speed 2. So I saw what was coming, and I knew I was going to lose my nav dial that I had planned. So I chose to go to entrapment formation, activated it, and was able to speed up to speed 3. Actually, no, I was speed 1. I was able to after my squadron commands. So I did squadron activations. I gave myself another nav token from Vanto. So with entrapment formation plus the nav token, I was able to go from 1 to 3 and jump out of not only the double arc that he had me with the MC-75, but also no longer in close range of the MC-75 on the side. Unfortunately, I could not kill Salvation. This was Salvation quite yet, which allowed him to get another big hit on me. With Salvation, Chimera was smoking by the end of this game, and we'll talk about that here in a second. So this was after some more maneuvers. Salvation finally went down. His CR-90 is running away. I'm not able to catch it, and this is where the game should have ended. It should have ended with me winning 259 to 16. Because right now, I actually don't even think it's dead yet. No, it is dead. He has killed a defender. But I'm able to end up wiping out the remainder of his YT-2400s without a single other squad loss. And I was able to kill the Hammerhead and Salvation. And you'll see here where I made a big mistake. Um, yep, here we go. This is the end of the game. He was able to swing his CR90 around. He just kept going high speed, blah, 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 going so fast, swinging around, because right now, as it sits, the Chimera has 2 health remaining, no shields left anywhere. So, round 5, I'm trying to give you guys some context here. The CR90 isn't there yet. Remember, I'm second player. The CR90, I take a long range shot at it, doesn't kill it, but do some damage to it. He then moves up into close range. But on round 5, when I take that long range shot, I'm still sitting on my engineering token I take every game for my electronic countermeasures, and I have not needed to use electronic countermeasures. That engineering token, I forgot to spend it after I did my squad activation. And I didn't remember. If I would have spent that, I could have used the 2 engineering I have to raise 1 shield on the front hull zone to basically give me 3 total hit points. Because my brace is gone, by the way. I had to burn through my brace to survive the Radis drop. So he comes in. Now, this is the start of round 6. And I've remembered, I see my engineering token still there, and I'm just like, crap. I should have used my engineering token. I completely forgot. And you can't do takebacks in a turn setting. And shoots me and does exactly 3 damage. He shoots me and does exactly 2 damage. Had 2 health remaining. No shields. If I would have used the engineering token, I would have had 1 shield on the front, and I would have survived on, no, I'm sorry. I'm getting all the numbers wrong, because he could have ran me and killed me. But he could have ran me, and he did ran me and killed me. That's how he killed me. Basically what it came down to, I'm sorry I'm getting the numbers wrong, guys, but he did just enough damage to ram me and kill me. If I would have had the shield there, I would have survived. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm trying to make the point. If I would have had the shield there, I would have survived, and I would not have died. So, instead of it being, basically, I think that would be like a 9-2 victory, 259-16, Thrawn dies, so it becomes 259-212. So a much closer match than it should have been. Because I forgot my engineering token. Sorry I got the details wrong, guys. This has been over a week. And so my bad for not doing this sooner where my memory's more fresh. But anyway, that pissed me off. And it kind of screwed me over for the rest of the day. I just could not get over the fact that I made that stupid mistake. Even though I won, I should have won bigger. And unfortunately, I couldn't get over it, which is a problem. I should have gotten over it, but I didn't, and it affected me the rest of the rounds, which we'll go over now. We'll go now into the one where I just got completely walloped, my second match. And my second match was against Joseph, who is Northern Heroes' friend, Northern Heroes, the subscriber, so also from Canada. And Joseph, not only a really good player, really nasty list, and I don't know if you guys remember me talking in our AMA we recently did, like how Onagers don't scare me, because someone asked what's the fleet that you are most scared to go up against. Separatists. I hate Separatists. And anything with the TF commander. It's so difficult to go up against this. The double recusant, hard sell, 4 Hyena bombers, and 4 Vulture droids. And so this game, he gave me first player. He wanted to be second. And I can't remember what the mission was. But anyway, he... I think I chose Most Wanted. No, I didn't choose Most Wanted. That would have been stupid. I can't remember what the mission was. No, Fleet and Being. That's what it was. He had Fleet and Being, and I chose that. And decided not even to worry about it. So I just let all my tokens be taken. Because I tried to slow roll it. Then I got a little impatient. As you can see here, this is after turn 1. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bait his squads forward to attack Iden. Because I'm figuring, actually Iden's on Ledger. That's where she eventually is up here even with Palpatine. And then I will counterattack with my defenders and Merrick to try to wipe out his Hyena bombers. However, This game, I have never seen dice rolls in this game the way it went. Joseph was hot. His hyena bombers rolled 3 damage every time. Not even Aiden with their initial attack when they came in on Aiden. Even Aiden can't survive that. She survived with 1 health left because I had to just burn through everything. But it kept getting double crit, double crit, double crit. It was like, oh my god. What is going on here? And it's absolutely insane how hot his hyena bombers hit on their first strike. And no bomber command, no rerolls. It was just straight up. And this is where you can see where the hyena bombers are attacking. So I'm like, so my plan sort of works. Like I wanted to draw the hyena bombers out, and then I was going to counterattack. Well, Aiden's now on 1 health. I was like, well, okay, wasn't going according to plan. I was like, I'm going to take a couple hits, but with Aiden and her evades, I should be able to take minimal damage from these hyena bombers. I was not expecting those red dice to hit that hard. And then the exact opposite happened for me. My dice were complete hot garbage in this game. My counterattack with my defenders, it took 3 defenders to kill 1 hyena bomber. Hyena bombers have 4 health, guys. 2 black, 2 red. I'd roll like 1 damage, then 2 damage, or 2 damage and 1 damage, and I'd have to bring a 3rd one in to do it. Merrick had to attack twice to kill 1 hyena bomber, which is ridiculous. So 2 hyena bombers were still alive after my counterattack. So, and then it took me 2 to 3 defenders to kill vulture droids later in the game. And because of that, I was expecting to maybe take 1 round to kill hyena bombers and to kill vulture droids with defenders, which is what it should be, especially with Merrick getting double tapped by Jendon. But my dice were so bad. My squads were locked up for basically the entire game, and so I couldn't use them as anti-ship attacks, which is what I need them for to help me with my firepower. And his recusants were hitting so hard. I think one shot, he did 11 damage to that Chimera at long range with the Patriot's Fist, and then did 9 damage right after that with the forget the name of it, the one that where it's command value 4, his command ship. And I had to burn through my bracing. I mean, I can't survive that. Nothing can without bracing. So I had to burn through my braces just to survive those 2 massive hits, and then it's just a turkey shoot. And as you can see here, both my raiders got obliterated by similar attacks, just getting, like, Palpatine got hit for like 9-10 damage, and then Aiden was an easy death because she only had 1 health left, no evades left. Now I'm facing off against these guys with just my Star Destroyer, but these Vulture droids, and again, I thought I can just clear these Vulture droids and then maybe get some hits on, maybe kill the hard cell. Nope. 3 defenders to kill 1 Vulture droid. 1, 1, 1. Unbelievably ridiculous. And even Merrick, 2 damage, then 2 damage. I was thinking, well, Merrick can kill a Vulture droid, then another one. 2 blue dice, 2 black dice, turn 1 to a crit, so get the hit crit on the black dice. Nope. The black dice were hits, but the blue dice were nothing. So it was just the most ridiculous game I've ever played, and I got tabled. And that would, man, talk about just compounding onto. I was frustrated before with my stupid mistake. Then after seeing just how manhandled I got, there's just I just didn't stand a chance. So lost 10-1. I got tabled, and all I killed was his squads. So those were the only kills I got, were killing his squads. The hard cell, I did get the hard cell down to, I don't think I have, this is the last picture I took. I was getting kind of frustrated, guys, so I just started forgetting to take pictures. The hard cell came up right beside my Star Destroyer. Front arc. I had a front arc, medium range into the hard cell. Basically whiffed. I think I did like 3 or 4 damage with leading shots. And combine that with where I'm getting hammered for 9, 10, 11 damage hits. I'm just like, come on, what did I do to you dice gods this morning? Did I forget to do a ritual while I was in my hotel room? I don't know. But this was a rough game. But Joseph is a really good player. He went far. I know he made it into the top 16, and I didn't check. But Northern Hero, if you're watching, I think Joseph actually, let me know how he did. Maybe he might have made the top 5 or top 3 maybe. But he was a really good player. And a really, really strong, scary list. And so I think he did do well and go far. So It's fun playing against you, Joseph. I want a rematch at some point. So at some point I want a rematch. For sure. So, after this, I just have one more picture, guys, because at this point I just completely forgot to take pictures. I have the opening setup for the worst game I've ever played in my life. This was against a lovely lady who was dressed as Leia, Empire Strikes Back Leia on Hoth, and she was playing Leia Starhawk. And I was first player. We did a roll off. Actually, I think we were both right at we were both right at 400, and we did a roll off, and I chose to be first. And mainly because I was thinking I wanted to be able to take shots at the Starhawk and then move. Unfortunately, this was again, like I said, guys, I was already getting flustered, losing focus throughout the day, and mismanaging not only my dials but also my Vanto fleet commands. And my goal in this match, you actually can't see. You notice she has two Nebulons, one Salvation, one Vanguard. Starhawk kitted out, GR75 to give out with CommsNet. Then on the far right screen, oh, that's not helping here. On the far right, there's also CR90A that comes flying in that faces off with Palpatine. I choose based on how everything was set up, and then after the first couple of moves, because I thought I was going to be able to be maneuverable enough to swing around left here to get into the side of the Starhawk, but she was planning navs, so she was able to stay facing me, lining up on me. So I just kept trying to stay at long range, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to focus on taking out her support fleet and then run away. And it worked, because by the end of the game, round 6, again, I'm sorry I don't have pictures, guys, but the Starhawk was about right here facing the opposite direction. She had turned it completely around. Palpatine was running off the board, running away, and her support fleet was dead, and Thrawn is about to start ridge running. However, I did not plan. I had burned the turn previously entrapment formation because I did not plan my Vanto tokens correctly because I forgot to do Vanto one round, so I didn't have the token I need, so I had to burn it, otherwise I had to go off the board. So I did a super slow down with entrapment and turned, but it wasn't quite enough. I needed take evasive action to make the kind of turn I needed to stay on the board. Instead, I didn't have it. I didn't have a nav planned because I was planning to heal myself because I had taken a beating the early rounds just to make sure I stayed alive, and went off the board by like a millimeter. The claw of the maneuver tool was barely off, so when I landed, the plastic corner was barely off. And I can't remember the last time I flew any ship off the board. It's been years, many years since I've flown a ship off the board. And talk about eating some humble pie. I pride myself on being good at maneuvering ships, especially Star Destroyers. Not this time. And that's when I was like, all right, I'm done. I can't win. And not only am I not making the top 16, we got a mediocre win, 6-5, a blowout loss, 110, then I just lost this one, 3-8. If I would have stayed on the board, I would have won 7-4, which would have given me at least a chance if I got a huge one on round 4 of making the top 16, just the slimmest margin. But because I flew Thrawn off the board, it was a huge swing and ended up losing 3-8, and I was just like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? So that was rough. That was really rough. And but fortunately it meant that I was like, you know what, there's no possible way I can make it the top 16 now. So I was just like, screw it, I'm just gonna have fun and just enjoy my last game, because no matter what happens, I'm not making it. So it ended up I was in the bottom 2 with Justin, and we had a rematch. So Justin, from my round 4 on the relaxed, we played each other again, rematch style, and he also brought Empire. And I'm hoping I'm remembering this right, Justin, because this has been so long. And I, again, forgot to take pictures. But he brought a Kuat Screed list with Demolisher and a Raider. So, again, all the crits. He had his own. He had a Merrick Jendon plus a Lambda and a Saber were his squads. and he chose to be first player and chose my rift ambush. And I basically set up the rift ambush like a little like a barrier, and sat behind it. And basically, I decided to slow roll. So I went speed 0 for a couple turns. He started swinging around. Then he started slow rolling a little bit. Then I sped up to speed 1, and we started just creeping towards each other. No, wasn't Screed. Sorry, guys. Ramadi on a Simoon. Now I remember. Because you were trying to get obstructed shots. Yeah, it was Ramadi on a Simoon. And ended up where things didn't happen until round 4, or round 5 and 6. We were like, well, nothing's going to happen until round 5 or 6, and we were right. Then we finally engage in clash. And I ended up losing Palpatine. No, I lose Iden. Iden goes down. A couple defenders. I'm able to kill all of his squads except Merrick. Demolisher did a great job taking out Iden. His Raider was able to... So, round 6, I was able to put shots in round 5 into his Simoon, start weakening it with my Star Destroyer. As well as a side shot from Palpatine in the side that I was able to maneuver. And then, because of running over each other, that kind of thing, running over squads, I was able to position his Merrick out of the way to free up all of my squads for round 6. And Demolisher had turned an opposite direction where he was trying not to go off the board, so he went one way, which put it out of contention for attacking my Chimera. And he chose, he was first player, he had his Raider double arcing me, close range, right into my side. Then he had his Simoon and we were basically nose to nose, facing each other, both our Star Destroyers. And he chose to go with the Raider first. And, which he recognized was probably the mistake. He should have gone with the Simoon if he was to try to blast my Chimera. And I was able to survive the Raider shot. I mean, I still had a brace left, electronic countermeasures, didn't do much damage at all. And then with my squad command, with my squads freed up because of the way overlapping or running over people worked, I was able to move his Merrick away. All my squads were freed up to just do full bombing runs into the front of his Simoon. Then I was able to blast his Simoon and take him down, drop the Simoon, and then fly away. And so it was a close match, 7-4. But he was a little upset, kind of like how I was upset earlier in the day, making silly mistakes. He was like, man, I should have done the Simoon first. And I don't know why he did the Raider first. And so I'm not sure if he would have killed me with the Simoon if he would have shot me first. It might have actually made it worse because I had a salvo left as well. I could have just salvoed him back to even more weaken him up. But the way that Simoons can spike, especially the way that Buster Simoon had spiked a couple times against me, he could have done the business. But yeah, that was at least I was able to end on a win. So if you think just about win-loss, I went 2 wins, 2 losses, which is not bad. But my wins were mediocre and my losses were horrible. And my games 1, 2, and 3, I was just disappointed in my play. When I'm playing, I would like, I don't mind losing if I'm playing my best game and I lose to a superior opponent. And then I can learn from that. Like learning their tactics. Like, I learned something new on how to do things. I hate losing because I make idiotic decisions and forget things. Simple things. Forgetting my engineering token. What kept Chimera alive. Forgetting to plan my proper Vanto tokens to keep Chimera on the board. So what happened then after that was day 3, Sunday. And I do want to apologize to some of the guys. I was thinking about coming, I had mentioned that maybe I was just going to bring my list and just play some pickup games with guys from the channel like Northern Hero, Dan, and some other guys. So sorry guys for not showing up, but I was just so burnt out. I just needed to hang out with my wife and my daughter. So I decided instead just Sunday just go enjoy enjoy Vegas, enjoy the Strip. Had a lot of really amazing and excellent food. We ate a lot on Sunday. We just kept going to these really nice restaurants and trying out their food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And really enjoyed ourselves. Hung out with Buster and his wife. All 3 nights actually was really nice. But overall, a really fun vacation. It was really excellent meeting everybody. Met a lot of channel watchers for the first time. I do apologize if I, not calling you guys out by name. I'm so bad with names, and I was writing down people's names, but I can't find my piece of paper because I wanted to be sure I could call out people, but now I can't find the piece of paper I was writing everything down on. So I don't know how that got lost. So sorry about that for not getting all the specific call outs to everybody that I met. But really enjoyed playing with you guys, the matches and everything. And even if I got, when I played, playing poorly, and maybe I know a couple of the matches like Justin, or not Justin, but Joseph, I know I got really quiet because I was getting kind of upset. So I apologize for that. Need to do better at managing my emotions in these things. But it was a good experience overall. The relax was really fun. I'm going to be playing relax tournaments more often as well, in addition to the main ones, because that was just really enjoyable because there was no stress. It was just completely casual, and those are the types of games I prefer. Is just go casual, and but I also need to improve my skills at playing on game day, actual tournament day, and maintaining focus, and that's just comes to practice. My second tournament. And I can tell that I need more practice because based on there's almost 50 people there, and I was able to watch because especially the games where I got trounced, our games were over pretty quick. I was able to walk around and just watch other games, and man, let me tell you, some of these guys that bring the cheese lists, the gank lists to play, like playing to win, and they've been doing this for a while. Some good players and some lists that are just tough to beat, and yeah. So I was able to learn a lot just by watching, and I would walk around near the top tables, like the top 5 and 6 tables playing, just to see what was going on up there. And man, those are some crazy lists and some crazy good players. So it was really nice to meet everybody. Thank you, Derek, for putting it on and organizing it, and doing it by yourself. You had no help. We got to get more help for Armada guys on the back end for these events. Derek can't do it by himself all the time. Because we were in the same, all Star Wars was in one big room, and I'm looking over at the X-Wing and Legion guys. They have whole teams of like a dozen guys working everything, and here's Derek's over here by himself having to run this, which is just ridiculous. So hopefully we can start getting some help for our Armada organization for our organized play, and maybe we can start making it grow. So not just grow with players playing, but also with people supporting and helping in the back end. And on game day, that kind of thing. But anyway, that's just a side note. Big shout out to Derek Schultz, Karnak, if you guys don't know, Star Wars Armada Explained is his YouTube channel. Huge shout out, again, doing it all by himself. No help whatsoever. So big shout out to him for putting that on. Thank you for that. And I'm looking forward to the next one. I think my next tournament's going to be the Lone Star Open in Dallas again. I'm going to try to make that one. I need to double check scheduling. I really want to do the Houston one. The one that Mercury Fleet Command puts on in Houston, but it's a conflicting weekend. They're doing it, I think it's the weekend they're doing it on, I already have plans made that I can't cancel. So unfortunately I can't make that one. But hopefully Dallas for the Lone Star Open will be my next tournament. And hopefully get to see more of you guys there again. And I might, I'm not going to promise anything, but I might actually not do Thrawn this time and try to do something completely different for the main tournament. Because I had fun running Maydeen. That was just a lot of fun running that list. I love my Plo Koon with my Arcs and Venators on the Republic side, so we'll see come the summer what I decide to do if I can make it to Dallas. Alright, so I've rambled on long enough. This has been a long one, about an hour I think, but hopefully it was enjoyable for you guys getting the recap. Don't forget to comment in the comments below about what you guys want for the giveaway, whether it's the downsized defense tokens, a custom magnetic dial that Garrett will put together, or just a pure store credit. And also comment, for those that I did play against, please correct me if I got details wrong. If you watch the channel, those that I played against, that you guys might remember more clearly of what happened, or give your own recap from your perspective if you played me, what it felt like on the opposite side of the table, like how, and things you guys might have done differently, that sort of thing. Alright, so thank you guys so much. I hope I'll have time to film a bat rep next week, so that maybe next weekend I can get one out for you guys so it's not so dry this month. But I can't promise anything, but I'm going to try. It's just, this is now the show month. We're going live this weekend for Something Rotten, our musical production at the Arkansas Public Theater. So Hopefully I can find some time to get a bat rep. If not, again, it might be a slow month, guys, but once the play is over at the end of the month, we'll start getting the bat reps out for you on a more regular basis. Alright, so until next time, guys, take it easy.